Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. Sorry it's been a while since my last video, but as you can see on this video, I've been a very busy individual. So, as you can see, I have actually completely redone the theater room in which I review movies in. So I'm going to take you kind of through all the upgrades. As you can see, I had the projector screen down. The projector is still right there. The big obvious one is I have painted the room, at least the theater part of the room, to a navy blue. It kind of has a lacquered finish. Obviously, you have the big collection right here. Very elegantly put. They have CDs and stuff in there. Now, one of the big upgrades are the surround speakers. I'm not going to turn the overhead lights on because it ruins the effect. But as you can see, these are a little different. I'm not going to take the grills off, but it looks very much like the speakers in front. These are two-way speakers, so they have dual woofers and titanium tweeters on each side of the speakers. I have two of these, one on each side, as you can see. And the idea is to disperse the audio going this direction, with the scene arrangement being obviously there, and the other side going this direction, which fills the room up with wide mid-range dispersion. This is very good sound for your surround channels. Now, as you can see, I got a new entertainment center. Something that you guys don't really see much is how cool these LED light-up poster frames are that I use. This is very cool. I use these for my Nightmare on Elm Street reviews, which are the last videos I made. Obviously, you have a mini fridge and a bar area right here. And of course, I got our Eclipse reference subwoofer down here. Now let's go ahead and go behind the projector screen, which is where most of the channels are. As you can see, there's a lot going on back here. You have the front speakers on speaker stands. Those are also brand new. And you have the overhead Atmos channels above the TV. Now in the middle, you see I actually installed a new center channel speaker. That is a Mirange, or Mirange, I think they pronounce it Mirange. That is a center channel three-way 360 dispersion speaker. Now what that basically means is that you have like a plate and it captures the audio and it kind of takes the audio and does this, dispersing the center channel to where it bounces off of every single wall and hard surface, even the floor and ceiling. As you see, I have a lot of lights going on in here. These are Govee lights. The ones on the sides have a diffuser kit installed on them, which makes it to where it just has a little bit more of that more subtle look, as opposed to being overly bright. You guys never really see these in all the videos I made before. These have always been here. These are down-firing overhead lights. I use these quite well for creating the aesthetic environment for theatrical presentations. There is a backlight on the television, which you guys have seen in previous videos. I have rope lights going on the sides right here. That is to give you an accented type of color that accents the walls in the area. And of course, inside I have a Govee light strip, which lights up, gives you a little bit of a cool light effect. And the amp for the system is an Onkyo TX Model 7.2 receiver. I use an LG 4K slash Blu-ray 3D player to play all physical media. I don't have it on because I'm actually about to watch a movie, which I'll be doing after I do the actual first movie review, which I'll be doing pretty shortly after this video. There is a light strip that goes around the display cases. But when you turn that on, it kind of puts too much light reflection onto the big theatrical screen. And this is my projector. I'm still using the one I have always used. This is an Epson 2150. 2K, 1080p, Full HD / 3D projector. The screen is a Elite Screens 100-inch projector screen. And of course the television, which I have not talked about what type of television that is. I did go a little cheap on the TV. That is a Insignia 50-inch Amazon Fire TV. But it does its job. Do a little bit of research, you'll actually get all that cool quality that you would get on a much higher end television without having to break the bank and buy a higher end television, which was the whole point. The speaker stands and the wall-mounted speaker brackets are designed for Sonos speakers. So those can handle anything and throw at them. I do not have brackets for the Close Reference Premier dispersion speakers. Because these speakers are too heavy and too big. I can't really find a bracket that will work for them. So those are just mounted into the walls on the sides. Behind me, I do love my music. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that because this channel started out as a music karaoke channel. This is my music center. I have a turntable. 5-disc CD changer down there. Tape deck, if you for that sort of thing. These are actual bookshelf speakers. So this really does pack a punch. It's very old, but it works quite well. I have a lot of records. I'm a big Robbie Williams fan, so I have a lot of that. His records and Edders. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of European music. Well, that's pretty much it. These chairs right here are the same ones I used in the past. They're kind of like loungers, but they're not exactly movie loungers. I like these because these came from a friend who I had that's no longer with us, and that's why I had never really replaced them with better chairs because, you know, sentimental value. But from the last tour video I did several years ago, this is a completely different system altogether. Give you a little bit of a wide shot of it so you can see the big elements of how big this man cave or home cinema. Now these lights are lights that you actually can make any DIYs off of. So you can talk to your phone because it's connected to my phone. It has an application. I can pretty much tell it to do anything I want, and it will actually do that. So that's pretty much it for this tour video. I will turn the lights on just for the sake of you guys being able to see the hardware behind the screen. Don't really like doing that because it's, as you see, that's not good for even watching movies. Maybe we'll let you kind of see the back here a little more clearly. Just a little bit, I guess. So you can see, really, really cool. Now, why do I have all the speakers behind the projector screen? Well, that's by design. That's completely by design. People don't really know this, but when you watch movies at a real cinema, they can have up to 22 speakers behind the projector screen. What you have on the sides of the room and behind you are surround double mapping speakers. You don't when it comes to all the critical information, the front effects, the center effects, and in some cases the overhead effects, depending on the layout and design of the stadium, they will all be behind the screen. Now, most AMC theaters, and was the information behind the look of this room, was to go for that AMC theater, Dolby Cinema type of look. They usually have the overhead of speakers up on the ceiling throughout the room. But due to this is a 5.1.2 system and not like a 5.1.4 or 5.1.6 or a 7.1.4 sound configuration in the room, it just makes a lot of sense to keep it all front based. Don't let that fool you. You can do that and you get some very, very good sound quality out of it. Well, the trick behind that is you want your front overhead Atmos speakers. You want them to be 3 to 4 feet above where the front channels are. And you want to point them a little bit down at an angle, kind of like this. And interesting enough, one thing that I do with all my speakers is I always try to have them angled at the listener, or as I say, listeners. So in terms of the front speakers, they're instead of going straight like this, they're kind of angled like this. That way, this front channel goes over here. That front channel goes over here. And I kind of do the same thing with the overheads. That way, it kind of goes over there. That kind of goes over here. And then as for the center channel, because of the fact that it is a dispersion 3-way mid-range speaker, it doesn't straight point at you like this. It kind of angles like this, pointing a little bit down with an edge angle, kind of like that. And keep in mind that it's a 3-way, so you have a titanium tweeter and 2 titanium woofers. And like I said, you have a plate on top of the titanium tweeter that captures the audio and then disperses it in a 360 wave bubble, engulfing the entire room. And when you watch stuff on this big screen, all the information makes it have like that sort of like virtual effect that all the sound is inside the screen, giving you that real theatrical rich sound mix. And that's something I really love. The subwoofer, it rumbles the room. This is why I'm happy that I own my home and I don't have to deal with neighbors and cops and all that stuff, because I have an acre backyard and all that stuff, so I can get away with having this thing loud, and it does get pretty loud. Well, that's pretty much it for the theater tour, to give you guys a look at, Foose Entertainment's actual theater on where I watch these movies. And wanted to share this video because this was a very big undertaking of a project, and this was wonderful. I enjoyed every minute of making this room what I wanted it to be, and it definitely is. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys for my first review, which I will be posting soon after this video as well. Until then, this is Foose. I will see you guys next time.